Hello, everyone. Welcome to public speaking. Um, I am your instructor, Sophia Godfrey. I will say this is a little weird. I haven't taught a hybrid class before, so this is a little new for me. But hopefully my granny technology ways will not show too bad, but they may show a lot. So, um, number one. Welcome to your first day of class. Um, Mondays will be online. Wednesdays we will meet in person, and that is how the whole semester will go, even when we have speeches. So this is your lecture portion. Wednesdays are going to be totally in person, doing activities, time for questions, etc. So this should be, usually I say, this is speech 1315, Monday, Wednesday. Uh, what is it? 10:30 to 11:50. And if you're in the wrong class, we'll look away. Unfortunately, in this sense, everyone should be in the right class because you shouldn't have access. Anyways, let's get into our day. So I will say I'm trying to set it up kind of like how I would set up the in-person portion as well. I'll always have our agenda um, of what we're going to do for the day. At the end of our thing, we'll review what we did and have assignments. So that's how we are going to structure it. So first thing we're going to do today is I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me. Then we'll get into kind of our syllabus, what's on it, D2L, kind of get familiar with that. And then get right into lecture for our introduction to communication, which was the chapter 1, and then our lecture about managing nervousness or communication apprehension, which is chapter 11 in your book, which is speaking with confidence. So it's a little different, but it means the same thing. And then we'll go over your assignments for the week. It does feel wrong not to ask you for any questions, comments, concerns, but we'll have time for that in class. So this is a little bit about me. I hope you can see my little mousy mouse so I can point with it, but I'll just assume you can. Um, so first off, I attended Lone Star College, got my associates. I actually went to Lone Star Montgomery and Tomball. I went to Tomball first semester because I am a gal who can't make up her mind, but also didn't know what the heck I was going to do. I was just right out of high school. And the people who know, I'm so proud of you for knowing, but I just did not know. So Lone Star, I changed my major maybe like 7 times. I wanted to do health and wellness, wanted to be a nutritionist, but then I realized Chem 2 is the worst experience ever. Like, why are we putting math in chemistry? Anyways, so that changed that vibe. Then I was like, oh, I'll be a teacher and or I'll do business or I'll do psychology. Nothing stuck. Literally, it wasn't until I took Introduction to Communication in Tomball and I was finally like, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do. Like I was fully like ready to drop out because I'm a person who needs a goal in life and I didn't feel like I had one. So it wasn't until I took Intro to Comm that I finally got it. But so I graduated, then went to A&M to get my bachelor's in communication and I minored in sociology. And then I went and got my master's at Ball State University, which is in Indiana. So I was a Hoosier for a little bit, lived in the Midwest. The Midwest, very different than Texas. It was very fun seeing kind of like regional differences and kind of how culturally we're kind of different. Things we say, like they say pop instead of like soda, which is insane to me. They also put noodles in their chili. Fun fact. Um, I don't want to hate on anyone's culture experience, but that feels like something I can't get behind. But maybe one of y'all's like, hey, don't knock it till you try it. But So while I was there, some of my research interests, I literally wrote papers about this and went to academic conferences and made people listen to me talk about it. But I talked about or wrote about New Girl in South Park. New Girl, I talked about like masculinity between Schmidt and Nick, if you know. And then in South Park, I analyzed a specific episode and I talked about like disability representation and how South Park actually has excellent disability representation. So, yeah. Anyways, if you want to know any more about that, I will happily talk your ear off. Um, I am a working out girly. This is my personal trainer, Matt. He has an Instagram. It's not great. I'm also helping him with the social media. But Matt is the smartest human being in this entire planet. And I know it might be out of the way because his training's off 45. But if you're ever like, hey, I'm kind of bored in the gym, don't really know what to do, he does have, I know I'm like hyping him up for no reason. I don't get a cut at all at this, but he does like general training that for 20 bucks a month, he'll just like send you workouts for the week. So if you're interested, look him up. And then I also like Hot Works. We love a sauna moment for the girlies who know. Pop culturally, Remy Wolf, literally my most she's got to be my most listened to artist this year. We'll definitely look over our Spotify Wrapped once it gets there, but if she's not up there, the system's rigged, honestly. Podcast and comedians. Oh my gosh, Theo Vaughn, love of my life. He's amazing. He just put out a podcast with Post Malone, and it's like they've been best friends their whole life. If you're into like I love listening to podcasts where it sounds like you're like hanging out with two other friends and you just get to go nonverbal and hear them talk. That I feel like is a great one. And then this is my little lady, Miss Maple. She is a 13-year-old Chihuahua. She is, in fact, missing all her bottom teeth, so it's just gums. She has no hair on her back. She was found by my brother's fiance in like the streets, the dirt roads of Livingston, Texas. And someone had dumped her and she was full of fleas. And so she rescued her, then cried to my parents about her and how no one would take her. And then one day I came home and she just sat in my lap and I was like, if I don't leave with this little lady, my life will be so, so sad. So that's how I got Miss Maple. And I've had her for maybe like 4 years now. So, and I took her to Indiana with me, so she got to see the snow, which she hated. I literally had a little pink parka for her. It was so cute. Lastly, a random little thing about me is this semester, I am going to be a t-ball coach. Do I have a child in t-ball? No. Have I ever played baseball in the I guess not professional sense, but in the real sense, no. But I'm doing it. And I think it would just be such a fun thing to be like, oh, I coached a t-ball team when I was in my mid-20s. Like, I just feel like that's so funny. And one of my besties is my assistant coach. So I'll let you know. We are called the Bats. I will let you know our standings. So it's a bunch of 5-year-olds. What's going on, what's happening. We have team pictures in October, so we'll definitely be sharing with y'all. So that is a little bit about me. Let's move on. Okay, syllabus review. Getting right into it. I'm going to take us to D2L. So this is your D2L page. I don't know why it looks like this, but truly the first page looks like we have nothing going on. What you need to do is go to content, and that will have what we're looking for. at this moment that I'm recording this, this isn't really updated with anything, but by the time you watch this, you will have assignments in there, so it'll look a little different. But so I have your syllabus loaded in here. So let's look through it together. Okay. I'm also starting needing to watch for the time. I'm used to being in person, so I'm kind of like definitely weird. Anyways, I think we're 10 minutes in. Okay, start off. This is our syllabus. This is what you should see. We meet, well, this is our official class times, Monday, Wednesday, 10:30 to 11:50. Remember again, this is a hybrid class and it's 14 weeks. So Mondays, I've decided we're completely online, so you will have lectures like this recorded every Monday, and quizzes to accompany that. And then Wednesday, we meet in person in the tech room 206, and we'll be there 10:30 to 11:50. So it's like an hour 20 minutes. I think, yeah, an hour 20 minutes. So that's not too bad. I will say I've been teaching 3-hour classes, and so, which hasn't been bad. It's a lot of yapping on my part. I feel like I'm losing my voice. It's only week 2. So this is going to be all kind of the same, your core curriculum. Our course description is for this class, the application of communication theory and practice to the public speaking context, with emphasis on audience analysis, speaker delivery, ethics of communication, cultural diversity, and speech organizational techniques to develop students' speaking abilities. So for your course materials, which is super nice, this class, you have an online textbook, which I have pulled up right here. Sorry, I was looking through our textbook. Give us a second. It should look like this. And so every chapter, you just click on it, and it doesn't go like once you click this, you can see all. This is just 1.1 and then you're done. Then you go 1.2, have everything. So that's how those work. Yeah. So the best thing to do, literally Google the public speaking project, and I think the first thing that should pop up is this website. Just make sure it's this website when you click on it. If I have y'all watch a video or listen to a podcast prior, I'll post these on D2L. Again, make sure you have good Wi-Fi because lectures are fully online. You'll need internet access, a computer, laptop, iPad, but I think that's pretty standard for all your classes, and that's not really a surprise. So, course objectives. Course objectives are going to be literally what you learn by the end of this class. So, by the end of this class, you should be able to demonstrate an understanding of the foundational models of communication. You should be able to apply elements of audience analysis, demonstrate ethical speaking and listening skills by analyzing presentations for evidence and logic. Research, develop, and deliver extemporaneous speeches with effective verbal and nonverbal techniques. Demonstrate effective usage of technology when researching and or presenting speeches. Identify how culture, ethnicity, and gender influence communication. Develop proficiency in presenting a variety of speeches as an individual or group. And lastly, demonstrate understanding of visual communication as it pertains to public speaking, which is pretty amazing. By the end, you should have all these skills, which is kind of crazy. So those are what we will learn throughout this semester. Next are assignments and grading. So this is kind of just the quick add up. So our course adds up to 1,000 points. This is the typical scale I'm going to use. We have kind of our lower point things, which we have, or I guess not lower points, but kind of our Daily things will be challenges and quizzes, which are 150 points. You're doing those 1 to 2 every week. So those you'll be very familiar with. Then our speeches. We have demo speech, info, pitch, persuasive. See how those go up in points. So my thought is you don't know as you won't know as much during your demo speech than you will in your persuasive. So it's like I don't want to make a demo speech the same as persuasive, but you have completely different knowledge at this point. You've gained so much knowledge by the end. So that's why it builds like that. So let's kind of get into the details of each. So challenges. So I'll get to this later, but attendance isn't mandatory in this class, and I don't really take participation points. These challenges are almost like a mark of your participation, right? So there should be, this might be wrong. If anything, it'll be more, but I will have a total of 12 in-class challenges and 9 out-of-class challenges. You will be expected to complete 15 of these. So it doesn't matter which combination of in or out-of-class challenges you choose. I just need 15 total, right? So I know I put 12, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. At this point, that's correct. But in conclusion, I need a solid 15. Um, you must participate fully. You can't just like show up and you're like, okay, I came to class, so I did the challenge. You need to do it fully how I asked. If you don't do it full out, you won't get the credit for it, right? It's either you did it how I asked or you didn't. So on in our syllabus, like further down, I'll get more into that. But details will be on D2L. Those assignments will be there as well as in your course schedule. Next is your quizzes. So because I only see you once for an hour and 20 minutes, and our other class is fully you by yourself, I want to make sure we're all on the same page and we're not leaving anyone behind, or at the same time, I'm by myself in my room doing this, so I want to make sure that I'm explaining everything as clear and concise as I can. So I will have quizzes every week, so 1 or 2 depending on the lecture. So for this specific lecture, you will have 2 quizzes. One quiz is on your syllabus, and the other one will be on the content itself. So usually it's going to total 10 points for each quiz, and you have 15 of the quizzes. So just depends. It'll probably be I either have 5 questions with 2 points or 10 questions with 1. So once you take it, you take it. I can't reopen any quizzes because, and you have to do it by Tuesday, 11:59, so before our Wednesday class, because I will take time in class to go over something that we all miss. So if there's a common thing that everyone wasn't sure about, I'll make sure to go over that so we're all on the same page. Okay, now getting into our speeches. So our first speech of the semester is our demo speech, and this is going to come up very, 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 very quick. So I want to make sure y'all understand this, and I will 1000% be going over this in class as well. But our demo speech is our how-to speech. You are going to, in front of everyone in class, you're going to show us how to do something, right? This is going to be 3 to 5 minutes. Think of something that you enjoy, right? For every topic, and we'll get more into this, every topic, I want you to choose something you are excited about, you're passionate about, you don't necessarily have to be an expert, but I want you to be very familiar with it because it's just going to make the speech 10 times easier, right? You're already when you stand up there, you're going to be battling nervousness and like your brain is not going to be working how it usually does. So if you're making a speech on something you know, fighting that nervousness will be a lot less, right? You'll just be nervous about doing the speech. You won't forget your speech, if that makes sense. So this is going to be chronological. So this is a topic that you do. First, you do this, then you do this, then you do this, and that's how you make the perfect steak. That's how you fold a napkin swan, right? We should see as the audience, if you do each step, then I get a product, right? So I want this to be very visual. I expect you to bring visual aids in class and props, and it's engaging. We'll talk more about this, but again, this is coming up quick. So I will say after this lecture, 1000% go through that and make sure you know what's going on. Next is your informative speech. Um, Pretty self-explanatory. You're going to inform us about a topic. So I'll teach you all about researching and citing your sources. And then you'll choose a topic like things from your major or any of your hobbies or your job. Some examples could be like this is very broad, but inform us about sea turtles. What about sea turtles? How they're going extinct, or how pollution is killing sea turtles, or the Star Wars franchise, or rap history in Houston, or the JFK assassination, or Elton John. Um, as I put, the world is your oyster when it comes to topics. The most difficult part about the informative speech is being unbiased, taking your opinion out of this, right? Say you talk about the JFK assassination, right? You could say all the different angles of what people believe, right? Like subcultures, what they believe actually happened versus what did, right? Or you could do a conspiracy theory, just give us all the different theories, but you don't say what's right, what's wrong. Make sense? So this is going to be something you research, you have sources for, a bibliography. So I will require you to cite at least 4 sources during your speech. So oral citations, I need 4 of them. And I will require a bibliography or citations page of 6 citations, either in MLA or APA. Whichever you're more comfortable with. I know out of high school, I mainly used MLA, and then when I went to grad school, I only used APA. So, whatever whatever you're more comfortable with. But again, we'll go over that more in the future. Next is your pitch speech. Your pitch speech is very interesting and different. So this is going to be, think very job fair, um like job fair setting. So you will have either a trifold or a laptop with slides, and you'll be standing in front of it, and everyone will be talking at one time. So I will be going around the room grading you one by one, but your audience or your other classmates will be walking around as well. So you get to practice during that time. So the whole topic and point of this is you are trying to sell your audience members something. So think about something from your imagination. It is not real. So for example, a cruise for Lone Star students, a backpack that senses when you're out of school supplies, a petition to have free ice cream on campus, or a new club on campus. Um, just think, can't be a thing already, and it has to require that the audience gives you something in exchange, whether it's a signature or money, whatever it is. There needs to be some type of action by the audience. Um, so that's the pitch speech, which I love. It's so much fun. And lastly, this will be our final exam period speech. is our persuasive speech. So this is similar in topic to informative, but this is you will be biased. You will have an opinion. You're trying to convince the audience of something. So some topic examples would be what sport should be added or removed from the Olympics? Should college be free at the undergraduate level? Should prisoners be allowed to vote? Is it okay to have exotic animals as pets? So these are broad. These are very broad. For this topic, you would say, um, why breakdancing should be removed from the Olympics, right? Why, oh gosh, I don't even know a sport that's not in, I can't, why cup stacking should be added to the Olympics. Um, why college should be free, why college shouldn't be free. Like you will have a position, right? These are literally just like broad things that you'd pick a side. Um, so what I'm gonna have y'all do is right before this speech, I'll give us some options and I'll have us vote on our top three, probably three or four topics. And I will make sure there are people on the pro and some on the against side. So you will have people in class that are arguing their point against you, which is kind of cool because there's a Q&A session, so it gives y'all time to kind of discuss and whatever. So again, when we get closer, we'll get more into that. But that will be our last speech. Okay, lastly, our toast speech. The toast speech is, I say extra credit, but this is for if you miss your speaking day, not because you woke up late. This is for you are throwing up, you're in the hospital, a family emergency happened, you had to leave. This is the speech for that. This speech is going to be more difficult, right? There's going to be a lot more parameters because you'll be recording it and submitting it. But whatever speech this is submitted for, it will replace that. So say you're replacing your pitch, it will be out of 200 points. Make sense? So I won't go deep into this. It's only if you absolutely, absolutely need it. And in here, I have our whole schedule for the semester. So how I've kind of divided it is, so for our online portion, I have kind of the lecture, what I'll be talking about, the chapters that go along with it. And then I'll have our challenges, or if we have a workshop, I'll try to put as much of the activities we have in D2L. This was kind of just not placeholders because I knew what I wanted to do, but there's a high chance I'll either add one or I'll switch some. I already for week 1, I took out communication apprehension fishbowl and we're doing a note card activity. So again, if I change things, you will know in advance. When it comes to challenges, if I switch the type, it's not really going to affect you because you're just coming to class and I'm telling you what to do at that point. But just so you know, if I change anything on here, I will 1000% let you know. But yeah, week 3, September 25th, it is coming fast, 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 fast. We will only meet in person twice before you have this speech. Only because this is a 14-week course, I want to make sure we have enough time in between all of our speeches. But your outlines are due right before this. Again, it's in here, but we have our speech day. October 16th, we have our informative speech. November 13th, we have our pitch speech. Thanksgiving. These are to be determined because we might have to make this a speech day, but I will keep y'all in the loop on that one. And then our exam day is December 9th, 10 to 11:50 a.m. Mark this in your calendar. Everyone needs to be doing this. Do not go on vacation. We will be here. You have a speech to be graded, right? Your toast speech will not replace it if you're just going on vacation. Get it, got it, good. So that is your schedule. Some policies is that first, communication. My main goal is to make sure you're successful in this class, right? Um, Life happens. Lone Star, I think, is a great place for people who are non-traditional students, have kids, are working multiple jobs, or you just don't know what the heck you're doing. But I know because you're at Lone Star, college isn't the only thing in your life you're doing, right? Things are going to happen. People are going to get sick. Um, Storms are going to happen. In conclusion, stay in communication with me at all times, right? If you're missing, please let me know you're not going to be there. Um, if you are concerned about a grade, please email me. Let's meet about it. If you are behind, if something happened and truly you are lacking in grades, let me know. If something happens that you're like, I can't be present, it will prohibit me from doing grades, even if it's not anything serious yet, let me know in advance. If you email me 3 weeks before class is done, I can't do anything about it, right? I can't work with you. So just communicate with me so it gives me the chance to work with y'all. Attendance. Attendance is not mandatory. This is a communication class. It's a speech class on speech days. Um, you got to be there, right? Um, think about, if you don't come to class, then you can't get your challenges. Um, so just think of it like that. But attendance does not affect your grade, just the challenges. Late work. So things happen in people's lives. Officially, I do not accept late work, specifically your quizzes and your challenges. Um, so again, life happens. Let me know, see if we can do something. If you let me know the night before, I can't help you, right? You just get a 0. In the class, cell phones and computers. Obviously, you need your cell phone, you need your computer. As long as you're not distracting others, you're not watching Netflix in the front row and then everyone behind you's watching. That's all I care about. Next is plagiarism. So this will kind of go with AI as well. Because we have a lot of citations and research, if you don't cite your sources, it can be considered plagiarism. So please, please, please speak with me if you're confused on how to do that. Um, but at the end of the day, do original work. You know, at this point, tons of people have told you, but I know sometimes life gets hard and we're desperate. It's better to get like a 30 on something than a 0 because of plagiarism, because then you have to be reported and all the things. Don't do it. Don't make my life hard. Um, Here's important dates for the class, when it begins, withdrawal date, this official day of record. Basically, it says that these people were or were not in class. If you weren't in class by the date, then it'll automatically drop you. So just make sure you're here. Um, Disabilities. If you have a disability, make sure you talk to disability services, and then you need to let me know so I can assist you. Don't wait till right before your demo speech and be like, hey, I need this accommodation. It's just let me know in advance. Again, communication. Okay, artificial intelligence. I am not a hater of it. I am not a hater of ChatGPT. I think it's a wonderful brainstorming source. Um, when it comes to writing, because I've had multiple students write a speech with ChatGPT, it's very obvious because it's also not a good speech, but a robot can't write like you. It doesn't have the emotion. It can't sense an audience and how to change language based off that. Like, it's not good. I would say use it to brainstorm. Say, hey, what would be a good demonstration topic for a college level course with chronological steps? Boom, it helps you, or give me 10 topics, right? Use it to brainstorm. Don't use it to write your speech. Um, this is just your classic Sci-Fair campus guidelines. Everyone should have it. Withdraw, drop rule, appeals, behavior, security, COVID, FERPA, religious holy days. I also have a bunch of sources, so free tutoring, open labs, counseling services, the library, their hours. Yeah, so we got a lot going on in here. At the end of the day, I can change anything, but I will always let y'all know. Oh, what was I gonna say? It made me think of something, but I forgot. Dang, I literally just forgot. I was so pumped too. I felt, oh, total, I remember. So our department chair, Melanie, I don't have her email on here. It'll be easy to find. I need to put that in though. Um, she is the chair for speech. If you have any issues with me, grades that we can't deal with, she would be the person to talk to. She's very nice, very sweet. Um, at the end of the day, please talk to me, even an uncomfortable conversation. I'm understanding. I want to work with you. I want to make sure you can do it, figure it out. Um, so please message me before getting to Melanie, but if it gets serious, Melanie's your gal. Okay, so that is it for our syllabus. I'll kind of show you what I have so far. We have our quiz. The other quiz should be there too, but quizzes are in there. Boop boop. Okay, so that is it for our syllabus review. I'm going to stop this and I'm going to make a new video just solely on our lectures. So see you then.